Hello, 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 everyone. I'm just checking all the connections and making sure that everything is awesome on all fronts. So let me know. As you guys know, I go live in multiple places. And so, hey, 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 thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Tori, how are you? How's the baby? I haven't seen you in a minute. How are you doing, Tori? You guys, let me know if you can hear everything. Awesome, awesome. Hey, 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 Mary. You guys, let me know if you can hear. I've been having some issues on Facebook with playing videos. I don't even know if I'm going live on Facebook or not. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, those of you that are joining me on Periscope, yeah, Periscope, that's right. Those of you joining me on Periscope, thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me. Those of you that are joining me on Instagram, I appreciate the love. And so you guys, if you have been following me this week, you know that I started a series, 4 reasons why you're not making money in your business. So we started off on Monday with part one, and then on Tuesday we did part two. So those of you that are in the Facebook group, you have access to part one and part two. Those of you that are on Periscope, the same thing. You have access to the videos. Unfortunately, we know on Instagram, if you were joining me, Instagram, hey, Beverly, how are you doing? Thank you for hopping on in here. Those of you that are joining me via Instagram, you know the videos disappear after 24 hours. So I strongly encourage you to come on over to my Facebook group so that way you get all of the juicy information. So you guys, I am not going to tarry long. I like that word, Tarry. With today, I'm going to go ahead and hop on in here. Hey, 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 hey. And so you guys, just as a quick recap, for those of you good, and you guys, I'm going to hold on to my object and put my hands in my lap so they're not flying all over the place. But those of you, if you have been following me, the first two parts to the series have been, you know, those of you, if you are struggling to make money, especially make consistent money in your business, I just told you guys that maybe some things that you need to step back and analyze and reevaluate. And so we talked about identifying your ideal client. So you guys, if you're not crystal clear on who your ideal client is, then that may be one of the reasons why you're struggling in your business to make money. And so you guys, and I even made note, excuse me, about your ideal client. Do know, you know, you're not married to that one person, you know, forever and ever. As you evolve, as your business evolves, and so will your ideal client. We also talked about in part two about doing market research. And with market research, that really does allow you to kind of get a taste of what people want in your target market. And there we go. Let me go ahead and yes, yes, yes. So the with your market research, it lets you get a taste of what your target audience or your market wants. And so your goal is to create something that's going to actually answer a question for everyone. Hey, Lucy, yes, Lucy, you should be able to see me on IG. So yeah, I am on Instagram. If you can, yeah, I am on Instagram. So yes, so with your target, with your market research, once again, it does allow you, once you're able to create items, create programs, products, and already know whether or not you're going to have an audience for it and whether or not they're going to pay for that. So if you have not incorporated market research in your biz, I strongly encourage you to check that out. Even if you've been in business, you know, every few months or every time you get ready to launch a new product or service, go ahead and try that out. Hey, Unique. There you go. Okay, good, good, good. You guys are so funny. When I tell you, people are just popping up all over, like Lucy went from one platform to the other. So you guys are so funny. Okay, so you guys, let's go ahead and dive on in the topic. Let me grab my notes because I forgot what. Here we go. Okay, so part one, we talked about clients. Part two, we talked about market research. Part three, we are going to talk about pricing. And you guys, hey, Lizette, how are you? Part three, we're going to talk about pricing and you guys, the struggle that people have with pricing. And so you guys, once again, if you are not with your business, we're going to go back to what we talked about before. Once again, usually people start a business for two reasons. They want money freedom, they want time freedom. And so when it comes to pricing your business, and I really and truly feel like women, we struggle a lot with our pricing. And you guys, one thing, when you are an entrepreneur, like you have to remember that, you know, if you're going to get that financial freedom, then you have to make a profit. So that means you have to charge for your services in a way that's going to allow you to maintain. Yes, it's going to allow you to maintain your, you know, your standard of living, the income, at least a lot of people, when they decide to actually leave their 9 to 5, when they're like, okay, I'm ready to go into my business full time. A lot of the women that I work with, they'll say, well, hey, if I make this minimum, then I'm okay. I'm okay. That'll give me the courage to at least write my, to go ahead and put down the date, my exit date. Like they'll say, at least, if I'm able to at least replace my income, then I'm okay to write my exit date. But a lot of them will say, hey, but if I'm able to double my income, then I am out the door. And so for a lot of us, okay, good. Okay, we'll see you later. We will see you later. Thank you. So a lot of them will say, once I double my income, then I'm out the door. So you guys, let me know when it comes to actually you deciding when you're going to leave your full-time job. Just let me know, like, what would have to be the price point in your business for you to say, you know what, deuces, I'm gone. It is time for me to now be full-time in my bed. So you guys just type it in there and just let me know, is it, if I am making the same salary that I'm making at my current place of employment, or does it have to be double? Just let me know. I just want to know your thoughts on this. So when it will be time for you to say, okay, it's time for me to take this leap of faith. It looks as if things are taking off in the biz, so I need to go ahead and dip on out. So just let me know on that. And so while you guys are typing that in, so you guys, once again, those are usually the two price points. I'm sorry, I got to go back to my hands in my lap. Those are usually the two price points where people are like, hey, okay, this thing is really taking off. Okay, I feel comfortable enough to say I am ready to become a full-time entrepreneur. There we go. First. Okay, you guys, I'm looking at the answers. It's so funny because somebody said when they make the first $400, they are out. Someone said if I'm making the same salary. Tori said $500,000. Yeah, Tori, you are already a full-time entrepreneur, girl. You stop. You guys, those of you, if you do not know Tori, she is real estate. Tori, when I tell you she's incredible when it comes to the field of real estate, Tori is awesome. So if you're looking to purchase, or if you're in the field and you're looking to grow, Tori is an awesome, awesome coach. Yes. So you some of these responses, you guys, are hilarious. So you guys, whatever your price point is, whatever your, that number is for you, because everyone is different. And Tori says she's doing some work now. There you go. And I've had people that have asked me, Bev, when is it time? Should I leave my job? Should I get another job? You guys, like I told you before, I am not the one to tell someone it's time for them to leave their job. Like that's just not, like I said, I don't roll like that because I don't have enough room for y'all to come live with me. So yeah, so I am not going to make that decision for you. And any person that's ever asked me that, I've always said to them, that is a personal choice. You know what's going on in your household. You know what you need to do financially to be okay. And so that will always be my response. I'll never tell someone, when it's time for them to leave. That's always a decision that you come up with on your own on that one. So I definitely can't help you in that area. But you guys, those of you, when it does come to your pricing, I'm just going to give you some things to think about for tonight. I want you guys to think about when it's time for your pricing. I want you guys to think about that number that you just told me that you need to make in order for you to say, hey, I'm ready to do this full time. I want you to think about the amount of time that it takes you to actually, whether or not it's a product or a service, the amount of time that it takes you to actually get it created. And then the amount of time that it takes you to actually market and promote that particular product or service. And then those of you, if you're doing a service and there's some type of live aspect to it where your presence is actually needed, then you guys, you need to take that into consideration when you are pricing your product or your service. You are an expert. And then once I know some of you guys are like, I'm not an expert, I just know this much. You guys, as long as you know this much more than your ideal client, then you're an expert. So I need some of you guys to walk more in your power of what it is that you do and, how you serve other people. So if that's something that you struggle with calling yourself an expert, we may need to hop on a call, because I can tell you now, once again, like I said, if you're just this further ahead than your ideal client, then you are good. And so, so keep those things in mind when you are considering how to price things. So once again, the amount of time it spent you to create that actual product or service, the amount of time it's going to take you to market and promote, thinking about what you want to do as far as your own financial goals that you're setting for the month, for the year, however you have that set up, for the quarter, however you set your financial goals. Keep that in mind. And then, like I said, if there's any live aspects to where people, your actual presence is needed, you have that as part of your package, then of course that service is going to increase. The cost of that is going to increase. And I may step on some toes with this one. I'm not a huge component of paying by the hour or having people pay you by the hour. So those of you, especially if you're in a service-based type business, you really want to think about how you could package things, because sometimes paying by the hour, that can get to be a little tricky. So definitely look at how you can actually package some services if you are in a service-based business. Okay. And then also, this is another thing too. You guys do not, did I say do not? Do not be afraid to raise your prices. Once you've gotten in, because some people are like, well, I feel like I'm new and I can't really charge high prices, although I personally don't agree. Once again, if you're an expert in the area, and you're new, you can still charge high prices. I mean, you can charge what we call premium prices. I'm sorry, let's use the correct terminology, premium prices. But for some of you guys, you're like, okay, well, Bev, I'm just starting out, so I feel like I have to start at a lower price point. That's cool. That's cool. Hey, thank you for hopping on in here. You guys, I tell you, IG is always showing up for me, and I do appreciate you guys. But yes, if you are just like, well, Bev, I feel more comfortable, charging at a lower price when I get started, because that's one thing when I work with my clients. And the biggest thing for me is pricing. And I'm going to always push you to charge at a premium rate. And so, but the thing is, I can only make the suggestion. If you don't feel comfortable with it, then it's not going to work, because you have to actually feel like you deserve that and that it's worth it. Your time is worth it and all that stuff. But whenever you work with me, I'm going to always say, hey, price is up here. And I'm always up here. The person I'm working with is always down here. And so we make sure everyone can see me. So down here on Facebook, on Periscope, and on Instagram. So I'm always up here. And then usually we'll meet somewhere in the middle where I'm like, okay, and then they're okay as well. And so then they say, okay, because usually what they're down here. So at least when I get them up here, they're okay. And then I always say, you guys, okay, well, you came in the middle. I still want you to eventually get up here. So then they do eventually get up there. Oh, thank you. Is it Monica? Thank you for that, Monica. Oh my God. Thank you. So you guys, that's definitely something that I do work on with my clients, as far as helping them get comfortable with the higher price points. Okay. And so you guys, if you have started off at a lower price point and you realize you're not able to hit your income goals, then do not, that's where I left off. Do not be afraid to raise your prices. And so if you're getting results for people, you have the social proof, the testimonials, then it's time for you to raise your prices, and you do it unapologetically. And you're just like, hey, you let them know, hey, I've been doing this for a while, these incredible results that we're getting. And I definitely need to make sure that, because one thing, and you guys, you'll realize this if you haven't already noticed, people don't respect things that are usually free, like their investment in things aren't as usually high in things that are free or low price. But believe me, if you paid $3,000 for a course, you are going to be there. And so, people, when they see things at a higher value, they perceive it to be higher as well. And so that's definitely something that, yeah, and Unique, let me know why you had to switch, because I think there's some issues over here on Facebook with this live stream. I need to email, what's his name? Mark Zuckerberg? I need to send him an email. But yeah, so you guys, don't be afraid. Don't feel like, oh my God, I can't raise my prices. Well, what will happen with the people that, are used to the lower prices? Once again, if they're getting results, if they want to continue to get those results, then they're going to pay the higher price. So keep that in mind. Do not be afraid to raise your prices. Okay. And there we go. And then also, you guys, keep in mind that, it's one thing on social media for you to have, all these people following you and all these people that that are liking your comments. So following your pages, liking your comments, retweeting, mentioning you and all that stuff, all the terminology that we use on social media. That's cool and everything. But remember, if you have a business, your goal, okay, Unique, that's what I thought was going on. Thank you for letting me know that, Unique. I knew something was wrong. But the number game when it comes to social media, yeah, you want to make sure that you are able to convert those likes and, like I said, the follows, the likes, the mentions, the retweets and all of that. You want to convert them into paying clients. So don't get stuck in that vanity thing. And when I say vanity, as far as saying, well, hey, I got 50,000 followers on Instagram. Okay, you may have 50,000 followers, but are you able to convert those into paying clients? Because once again, if you are a business, that is your goal. So don't get stuck on that little fish, swinging your legs. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm awesome. I'm awesome. And, you make the banners and the announcements. And, there's nothing wrong with you saying, hey, thank you for following me. But once again, you need to get your game plan in place when it comes to your social media and actually being able to convert those people, those followers and all that stuff into actual paid clients. And like I said, that's another thing that I do work on with my clients. We get our social media strategy plan together. And so people say to me all the time, Bev, why don't you emphasize the social media piece that you do? Because it didn't turn out this way, that I would be so into the social media piece and just making sure my pages are set up correctly and, all of that stuff. But it just kind of happened. And I say to people, I don't really advertise the social media certifications that I have, because it's all part of my package that I have as a business strategist. Because for me, when I am working with someone to get their online business up and going and to help them get their consistent clients in 12 weeks or less, then, if you have an online business, then social media is a part of that. So that's part of the package that you get when you work with me as a business strategist. So I don't necessarily emphasize the social media piece that, I'm pretty good with. But once again, just do know it's all part of the process. So you guys, if you do have if you do have an online business and you're on a social media platform and you're not sure about, how to not only, make sure that the page is effective as far as getting followers and all that stuff, but you need to make sure that you are able to convert those followers, those likes, those mentions, so on and so forth, into actual paying clients. So if that is something that you're struggling with and you have an online business, it's going to be hard for you to have those consistent clients. So you definitely need to think about how you're going to actually do that. Now, I do have a social media 30-day planner that I have. So those of you, if you're on Instagram, that link is in my bio. That's a really good start. If you're trying to figure out how to do your social media. So I actually have a free social media checklist, and then I have the 30-day planner, which that's priced at $17. So they actually really go hand in hand, the social media checklist, because the social media checklist is just a good way for you to make sure that you have your profile set up to monetize. And then the social media 30-day planner helps you to actually lay out what you're going to do for the next 30 days on your social media pages. And then, everything is all laid out for you, or you lay everything out. So then that way you can focus on how you're going to actually monetize using your social media over the next 30 days. So once again, showing you how to turn those followers into buyers. So you guys, you definitely want to make sure that if you are using social media, which once again, if you have an online business, you should be using social media for your business, then you definitely need to make sure that you are, that your profile is set up to attract your ideal client, and then that you're actually posting things on your social media pages, excuse me, that are going to actually allow you to monetize as well. So you guys, that is like the big view of pricing. So I'm going to step back and just review just a little bit. So you guys, when it comes to pricing with your business, you need to first of all keep in mind the number that you feel like, okay, if I make this number consistently, then it would be enough for me to say, hey, it's time for me to, to go ahead and walk away from my full-time job. So keep that number in mind. And then, then you need to, so it's kind of like that reverse engineering. You know what the end goal is. So I know I want to make this much every month. So then now what do I need to put in place to make sure that happens? So once again, you want to price your products and services in a way that's going to help you actually reach that goal. And you guys, you will hear people say all the time, and it's the truth. It is just as easy to sell a $3,000 package as it is to sell a $1,500 package. It's just as easy to sell those packages. And of course, if your goal was to make $3,000 for the month, then you can say, okay, well, I just need to sell one of my coaching packages for $3,000, or I would have to sell two of them at $1,500 to make that same price, to make that same goal. So once again, do not be afraid to charge your worth. Once again, because your monthly goal is going to help you determine your pricing. So keep that in mind. Once again, you don't want to work twice as hard. When you started your business, your goal wasn't to start your business and end up working 80 hours versus the 40 hours that you do at your current job. So keep that in mind. The pricing, you get to determine your pricing. When you're an employee and you work for someone else, they tell you what your salary is. Now, yes, you can negotiate it, but I promise you, I don't know how many people can say, okay, they're going to tell you that the salary is $60,000 a year, and you bust up in there and say, well, no, you know what? I really think I should be making $120,000 a year. They're going to give you some looks. Now, if you get that kind of raise, let me know. But at least in your business, you can say, you know what? I can make $60,000 a year, or I can make $120,000 a year. It's up to me. And then once again, you determine that by how you do your pricing. So fortunately for you as an entrepreneur, you have that flexibility. You just have to make sure, the pricing is one of the pieces. So that's the third piece. So knowing your ideal client, doing your market research, and then setting up your prices. And once again, those of you that have started, if your prices are not at a place where you're able to hit your financial goal, do not be afraid to actually raise your prices. Okay, you guys, so I try to keep this less than 30 minutes. So you guys, let me know, does anyone have any questions? Because I know Facebook is acting up, so I need to see what's going on over here on Facebook. But you guys, let me know if you have any questions. Once again, thank you to those of you that are joining me on Instagram. Once again, Instagram, I am going to apologize to the end of time for leaving you guys out, because I do go live quite frequently, but it's just I haven't really done Instagram until this week. So those of you that have joined me on Instagram, I thank you guys for that. Periscope, the same thing. Periscope sometimes gets a little glitchy over there, but Periscope, I hang on there with you. And then Facebook, Facebook has let me down tonight because there's no one in here because we're having some issues over here on Facebook. So you guys, I do appreciate you guys hopping on in here. Once again, if you are not making the money in your business that you desire, I do strongly encourage you. If you have not hopped on a free business breakthrough call with me, I strongly encourage you to do so. Those of you on Instagram, the link is in my bio. If you're on Periscope, the link is in my bio. If you're on Facebook, it's bit.ly/Beverly Strategy Session. So you can always find that on my pages on Facebook. But you guys, if you are serious about your business, if you're serious about having that consistent income, if you are serious about having that time freedom, then it is time for you to get serious about your business, get serious about investing in your business. And we talked about that yesterday. I just do a private scope on Wednesdays just in my Facebook group. And so we talked about that and stepping outside of that comfort zone and really making that investment in your business. Sometimes you guys, you can't always do the freebie thing all the time. Once again, if you are not willing to invest in your own business, then why should someone invest in your business? So you think about that. If you are not willing to make the investment in your business, financial investments in your business, then why should someone invest in your business? So you definitely want to think about that. So you guys, I am not seeing any questions, so I am going to go ahead and end this. Once again, if you are on Instagram and you missed the first two parts to this series, I strongly encourage you to join me over in my Facebook group, because all of those videos are over in the Facebook group. And then those of you on Periscope, I am going to bring my videos down on Periscope. Really want to have more of a community in my Facebook group. So you guys, if you're not a part of my Facebook group, come on over. Those of you that are on Periscope, my Facebook group is Authentic Female Entrepreneurs. Authentic Female Entrepreneurs, or you can just find me on Facebook and then you'll definitely be able to find your way over to my Facebook group. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Once again, I will be back live on Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have an incredible weekend. Hopefully some of you guys will use the time over the weekend to really take a step back, to look and analyze and see why you're not profiting in your business. And once again, it might be the time for you to go ahead and say, hey, I am ready to invest in my business. And if you're ready to make that investment, definitely make sure that you reach out and schedule that free business breakthrough call with me. And we can definitely look at what's going on with your business and then talk about how I can help you get consistent clients in 12 weeks or less. So you guys have an incredible weekend. I will see you guys back tomorrow. Thank you.